Hi there, this is Linda and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you how I created my 2024 vision boards. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So you guys, it's January, it's the beginning of a new year, and as much as I'm not a fan of winter, I am a huge fan of a fresh start with the new year. I love breaking into a new planner or journal, and in 2024 I'm using quite a few. I have a whole lineup video about that if you're interested. I will link it up at the eye. But in this video I'm talking about both what I have in my Hobonichi Cousin here, which is my daily journal, and in my common planner. So I did two separate vision boards, and these are either a vision board, a mood board, whatever you want to call it. But generally the concept is to collect a bunch of images that represent your feelings, your moods, your goals for the year. And I do a ton of goal setting and planning, and it's just something that means a lot to me. But a vision board or a mood board is really a good way to turn your goal setting into a practice or a craft project where you're actually just kind of feeling it as you go through it. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but that's kind of what it feels like to me. So the first one I did was in my common planner, and this is my everyday life planner. So not a journal, but I wanted a vision board in here that just kind of represents my feel for the year. So this one was done fully digitally, and I will show you a little bit about how I did that. I didn't film the process because it was done digitally, but I'm going to talk you through a little bit how to create a vision board like this. The second one I did, which I did film the process, I lost the page though here, was in my Hobonichi Cousin, which is my daily journal. And this one I created fully physically. And this one I created with with magazine cutouts and stickers, and I filmed that process. Okay, so whether you're doing a digital or a physical one, you're kind of doing the same process. The first thing you need to do is collect your images. For a physical one, that was a lot of cutting things out of magazines or pulling from my sticker collection. For my digital, I scrolled Pinterest, and I was searching for specific images that cultivated the feel that I wanted for this year. In 2024, my one little word is ease. So I definitely was looking for things that represented ease. I was also looking for other things that I'm searching in this year. I want fun, which was my one little word from 2023. I want to make art. I want more time. I want to read. I want to feel cozy and connected. I want to focus on the little things. I want, to make my home a sanctuary. I want to take a lot of photos, a lot of relaxation. I want to spend time outdoors. I want to drink coffee, take it slow. These are all things that are represented in my vision boards. And the process of just sitting down, collecting these images and pulling them together is just so meaningful and so much fun. I hope that you find some inspiration in this video to make your own vision board, or maybe pull out your supplies and work on it while you watch me put together mine. So the first one I'm going to do is my physical one where I used magazines. So let's go ahead and dive in, and I'll show you that process now. My first step is to try to find some base images, or things that could be the base so that you don't see the white of the page in my album or my journal showing through. In case you're curious, I'm working in my Hobonichi Cousin for 2024, and this is the page that says Turning a Page to the New Year, which you can find immediately after the weekly pages and right before the daily pages. Right off screen, you see me digging through a tray. I apologize that you can't see it, but what that is a plastic tray that I have that holds magazine clippings. I like to use magazine clippings in my journals frequently, not just to create vision boards, but often to just add, one image or one word in a spread. So I do have a tray of things that I have cut out in the past, and I'm just going through that now to try to see if any of those will fit, and I will want to add them to this page before I cut out more things from new magazines. My favorite magazine to collect words and images from is Real Simple. You can see I have a full stack of them there. I had subscribed for a time, but then I canceled because I tend to not really read them. I just use them for collaging, but I am kind of running low on them, so I subscribed again for 2024. I also subscribe to Better Homes and Gardens. I chose these two magazines because I think that they will have a lot of words and images that fit with the types of things I like to collage. I also will save any catalogs or other free magazines that come in and flip through them and see if there's anything worth cutting out. I don't like to buy magazines from the grocery store or anything because they are way more expensive that way. Getting a subscription is usually way reduced. So if you are looking to cut out of magazines, I would suggest subscribing, just getting a 12-month subscription to one, and then you'll end up with 12 magazines for about the price of 2 or 3 that you would buy from the newsstand. After creating a base, my next plan is to find some smaller images and words. I like to add a lot of words to my vision boards or mood board, whatever you want to call it. You might not want to add as many words as I do, but words really speak strongly to me. It's something that I really like. So I like to have a bunch of words that represent the things that I want to feel, the intentions I have for the year, the goals, just the mood that I want. And so I tend to create stacks of words in my vision boards. So you can see me looking through the magazines to collect some additional words, and you see the stack of words that I have there that I've already cut out. I don't end up using everything that I cut out, but I like to cut out enough that I have options when I'm putting my spread together, and the rest will go into my tray to use in future pages. Okay, now that I've collected all the pieces, the next step is to start adhering them down. So I start with my base images and make sure to cover the entire base of the page so that none of the white is showing through. Some of that means that things are going to be overlapping, but the real goal is just to have the entire page covered. So this fireplace image that was there ends up being covered except for the twinkle lights at the top. That's totally fine. I just like to have all of the different colors and images hinted at on my page. Next, I'm going to add the bigger words, the anchors, which are like the words that I know I want to have. I had that word life cut out, which I don't end up adding, but I'd consider that being one of my anchor words. Instead, I go with the phrase that says a little something for you. And I also wanted to add my 2024 one little word, which is ease. So I cut out each letter individually from a magazine to write out the word. When adding the words on, I like to stack them. I think that it creates a fun pattern to create a pile of stacked words. So I end up doing a stack all along the entire left-hand side of the left page. And I also add some onto the right-hand side, even though they're stacked kind of centered more, so that the words kind of go out to both sides rather than left aligned or right aligned. And I really like the way that that looks. I look for breaks in my foundation or my background images to add my stack of words. So you will see I add some between the sun and the twinkle lights up at the top of the page. And I really, really love how that turns out. Also, you can see that I'm using word phrase strip stickers. Most of these are from Ali Edwards. A lot of them are from the One Little Word collections. And I like to add these in with the things that I've cut out of the magazine. And they look very similar, and that way you can find more intentional phrases, sometimes that you struggle to find in the magazines themselves. I also add some number stickers towards the end to put down the year. Okay, so here's a look at that completed vision board or mood board. One thing I added at the very end after I stopped filming was right here in the crack, I used some white washi tape, and basically I just took a piece and I split it down the middle with my scissors, and I adhered it to each edge here just to keep all these little pieces from buckling up and folding the wrong way when you close the book. And this way it'll close and open much more smoothly. You do hear sticking because of the adhesive, so I will just rub off anything that sticks, and over time it'll be fine. But this is just a little trick I have to help the edges here not get too clunky, and so that the book will close. But what I didn't talk through, but while I was putting it together, you can see I left a little bit of the page showing. I didn't go all the way to the edge, and that helps it close as well. Okay, so now let's talk about the digital one. So I didn't film the full process of this one because it is done digitally, but the first step was to collect my images, and I did that using Pinterest. So basically what I did is I went on Pinterest and searched for keywords that I wanted to kind of be modeled in my vision board. And I pulled so many pins. And basically what I did was I created a pin board, which I will link down in the description box below if you want to see my pin board that I created, but it has way more images than I used here. But I just kind of had a lot of fun. I scrolled through Pinterest for probably like 30 minutes or so and picked out all of the images that I might want to include and saved them to that pin board. So things I searched for were ease. I searched for a fresh start, photography, travel, flowers, color, fun, beauty, magic, relaxation, slow, coffee. I can't remember all of the things I searched for, but I started with like feelings. So like ease, relaxation, slow, mornings, because I really love a slow morning. And then I started searching for specific things. So I searched for journaling. So I found like this image. I searched for reading. I searched for coffee, photography, flowers, to pull specific images and kind of put them all together. Once I had saved all of my images that I was going to pull from, I went into Photoshop and I created a layered template. So basically what I did was I created a document that was the size of this entire page, and I knew that I was gonna have to cut it down the middle, so I made a line there so that nothing crossed the center. And then I used the shape tool to create various rectangles in a grid pattern. And I just kind of went kind of random, just created them all over the place. And these white gaps between them, I just kind of eyeballed it. It's not really measured to be perfect, but they seem pretty good. And then what I did was I pulled in all the images from Pinterest one at a time and used a clipping mask to clip them to various rectangles. And I switched around and moved them into different spots, but I ended up with this final page, which I printed out and adhered in here. So I hope that either that process or the process of this one speaks to you. I actually love both. I had so much fun doing both. I think that this one is more fun for me to do the cutout one, but this one I think is easier to find the specific images you're searching for, because when you're doing a physical one, you are obviously limited to the images you can find in a magazine, if that's the route you're going. You could also take these Pinterest images and print them and cut them out and put them into a physical vision board. So however you want to do it, there are so many ways. I hope that this video gave you some ideas or examples for how to put together a vision board, and I can't wait to see what you guys create. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And as always, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.